From Augusta, Georgia, it's the East Coast Basketball League game of the week on Cancer Awareness Weekend. It's a battle in the South between the winless Augusta Eagles as they host the 3-2 South Carolina All-Stars. Hi, everybody. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. Let's meet the starting lineups for both of these teams. First for the All-Stars, head coach is Daryl Beeson. At one guard, it's number 3, Daryl Evans. At another guard, it's number 13, Corey Levitz. And the third guard, number 25, Tyrone Brooks. Up front today for the All-Stars, number 16, Phil Barnes, and number 32, Omar Sanders, as the All-Stars come in to the game at 3-2. Let's meet the Augusta Eagles now. Head coach Eddie Bird starting at one guard, number 3, Michael Kovson, 6'1" from Augusta, Georgia. At another guard, it's number 0, Ron Bartley, 6'1" from Virginia. Up front today for the Eagles, number 24, Matthew Todd, 6'2" from Evans, Georgia. Number 6, Nathaniel Quarles, 6'9" from Augusta, Georgia. And number 35, Daniel Quarles, he's 6'8" from Augusta, Georgia. So that's the starters for both of these teams. The Eagles looking to get their first win of the year. They're coming off a 121-102 loss against Florence on the 8th, so they've had a few weeks off. Shot just 29% in that game. So they are winless at 0-3, All-Stars at 3-2, but they've lost their last two, coming off a 115-109 loss at the Carolina Crusaders. That took place last Saturday. They had a poor shooting weekend last weekend as well. They shot just 29%, also turned the ball over 21 times. So the starters for both of these teams have been set. We'll tip it off here in just a moment. I want to mention in this Cancer Awareness Weekend, you see the link on the top left of your screen, GoFundMe.com/ECBL Fight Cancer. There's also a link in the YouTube chat that you could just click on if you want to donate. All of the proceeds, whether it's $1, whether it's $100, we'll take what we can get from you. And all the proceeds go to help different organizations in all of the states that the ECBL represents, organizations that work to help finances. Cancer is not cheap, in addition to all the other problems that it causes. It's a big expense, and all of the organizations that will get your money will help people and their families who are suffering with cancer financially. So, ready to tip it off for Augusta. I believe that was Quarles. They changed another number on me, so I believe Daniel Quarles wearing number 31. That's who I'm saying he is anyways. It's been another rough one, folks. Matthew Todd on the right side. Kovson, same spot. 9 to shoot now for the Eagles. Offense has been a problem. The Eagles are last as Kovson misses the 3. Trouble with the rebound for Brooks, and it's a turnover, but Todd came up with the steal. They are last in scoring at 101.7 points per ball game are the Eagles. They're also last in shooting. Driving in was Bartley, right side, burying the triple is Todd. So the extra possession gives Augusta a 3-0 lead here in the early going. So all the graphics and the scoreboard lavender because of Cancer Awareness Weekend. On the left, it's Hall stepping inside the arc. Jumper no good. Offensive rebound by Lovett off the tip from Saunders. Saunders gets it back from Lovett, and he gets hit. So first foul of the game. Just about a minute in. Don't forget, folks, you can use that YouTube chat I alluded to. Not only the link if you want to donate. They say that Omar Sanders was in the act of shooting, so Sanders goes to the line. 71% on the season. Omar Sanders, good year for him, averaging nearly a double-double. 28 points, 9.7 rebounds. He's got 4 blocks in 4 games as well. Sanders misses them both. Another offensive rebound. Corey Lovett, he had his shot blocked and taken away by Augusta. It was the other Quarles. That's Nathaniel coming up with it. Kovson. Here's Daniel Quarles. Quarles had that poked away. It was last touched by Saunders of the All-Stars. All-Stars started the season strong, went 3-2. I mentioned they're coming off back-to-back losses. They lost by 6 against the Crusaders last Saturday. And they lost by 17 against the Primetime Players on the 1st of the month. In the corner, Daniel Quarles driving in. Cutting in was the other Quarles. It's Daniel to Nathaniel on the outside. That three by Bartley is no good. Rebound to the All-Stars. Hall to the cutter, Lovett. Lovett puts it up. Shot was altered. Good defense by Augusta. Bartley into the forecourt. Bounce pass over to Kovson. Kovson on the baseline. Gets it out. Todd hit one earlier from there. Can't get it that time. Rebound controlled by Evans for the All-Stars. Hall drives in. Too strong off the glass. Followed his shot. Second effort, no. But he's fouled, and he'll go to the line. South Carolina All-Stars from Spartanburg, South Carolina. They have a 3-game homestand coming up after they wrap up this trip. Augusta, their next 2 at home. This is the start of a 3-game homestand for the Eagles. First free throw, nothing but net for Deshaun Hall, 75% free throw shooter, as he gets the All-Stars on the board. He played at Erskine 75 games, had some injuries, so it was kind of a red shirt thing, and then he used that up and had to sit another year. But averaged 12.8 points per ball game as a senior. 75 games in 5 years at Erskine. He gets a turnover here, another steal going coast to coast. Now dishes that out. Evans for 3. Went halfway down, came back out. The third offensive rebound for Lovett. Short on the shot, ball batted around, and it goes off the Eagles. Daniel Quarles could not get a handle on it. So the All-Stars extra possessions yet to find the bottom of the net, save for one free throw, though, as they have yet to get a field goal. Evans to the cutter, Lovett in the lane, short again. Well, those will start going down eventually. If you're Corey Lovett, just got to stay patient with it. Don't get too frustrated. Kovson gets a screen. It's a screen and roll, but the pass was off the mark, intended for Daniel Quarles, and it goes out of bounds. All-Stars looking for their first field goal. Good defense by the Eagles as Quarles, Nathaniel almost had a steal. Boy, Lovett finally gets one to go. And we're tied at 3 here in the early going. Missed that first one, but stuck with it again. And Lovett's got, I believe, 5 offensive rebounds already as Bartley misses the 3. This is the first game for Ron Bartley. Averaged 9 points, played about half the season last year for the Eagles. Evans on the far side. Folks, we don't often broadcast in high definition as Todd gets a steal here. We are streaming in HD today. If your screens don't automatically update and you've got a halfway decent internet connection, you can watch in HD. Just click that little sprocket and change the settings yourself if it doesn't load for you. Hall with the steal, 4-on-2 as Lovett lays it up and in. And the All-Stars taking their first lead at 5-3. So Ron Bartley, his first game of the season. Here's Daniel Quarles. Turnaround, face up, got it to go. Even again at 5. Daniel Quarles, 13.3 points per ball game, up from about 4 per game. Up by about 4 per game, I should say, as they are feeding Corey Lovett, or the All-Stars, as he connects again. Corey Lovett played in just 3 games last year, scored 21 points, averaging just under 12 per ball game, shooting 60% from the field for the All-Stars this year. There's Todd, man-to-man defense. He's guarded by Brooks. Todd goes right around him and evens us up at 7 apiece. Driving in, Evans. Brooks able to save it. That bounce pass deflected. Staying with it, Brooks gets it into, guess who? It's Lovett. Leaves it for Saunders, who lays it up and in. Omar Saunders is averaging 28 points per ball game, shooting 63% from the field. Last year he averaged 20.5 for the season. Product of SC State. He played 59 games for the Bulldogs, averaged 8.7 points per ball game. Omar Sanders, I believe, was an all-star last year for the ECBL as well. Here's Hall getting it out. Evans. It's a shorter bench for the all-stars, as is often the case with semi-pro teams, as Evans with the hop step scores and the all-stars lead by 4. When you travel, sometimes you don't have your full allotment of players, work schedules, and other things that come up. Coveson to the bucket for 2, and it's a 2-point ball game. So Daryl Beeson, the head coach, who has not played yet this year, is suited up just in case foul trouble or somebody needs a breather. We've seen this before as Evans to the bucket. He's fouled and will go to the line. Appreciate you joining us on Cancer Awareness Weekend. Help the ECBL in the fight against cancer. You can go to that link that you see right there, GoFundMe.com/ECBLFightCancer. The link's also on the YouTube chat if you want to give a click. Donate what you can. Donations go to one organization in each of the 4 states that the ECBL represents. That's North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Georgia. These organizations help financially support families of cancer patients as they go through treatment. Timeout on the courts. We will step aside as we take a look at the other action going on in this busy week in the ECBL. Busy weekend, as I mentioned, in the ECBL. Lots of action going on today and tomorrow. This is the first of a back-to-back for Augusta as they play tomorrow as well. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you here in Augusta, Georgia. All-Stars with the basketball leading by 2. Evans steps to the left, misses the 3. Lovett had the rebound, but unable to get full control and lost it out of bounds. Into the forecourt, MacArthur Jones, who's come into the ball game. Couple of subs, also Trey Magruder. Let's see who else is out there. Michael Fryer also out there for the first time here today. That's a 3 by Sanders, excuse me. Omar Sanders connects on the triple to make it 14-9. This has been the problem for Augusta. They've got to get open shots like that one, as that was missed. Missed by Michael Fryer, out of bounds. So Fryer playing in his first game of the season, product of New York City, averaged 19 per game last year. 48% shooter, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. Another sub on Kenyatta Reed for the All-Stars, playing in his first game of the season. This is going to be an interesting thing. Augusta has a very deep bench. The All-Stars don't have a very deep bench. So once the tired legs kick in for the SC All-Stars, Daryl Beeson is into the ball game for them, playing in his first game of the year as well, as you see him guarding Jones right now. Right side, Todd. And Todd connects for 2. Nope, they call it a 3. My apologies. So 14-12. It's a 2-point deficit now for Augusta. This is Reed. Evans. Sanders. Beeson. Good cut by Evans. Floats it up short. Sanders tried for the rebound. It comes to Michael Fryer. Fryer the alley-oop, and that one was off the mark, intended for Daniel Quarles. More subs coming into the ball game. Kadeem Bates playing in his second game of the year. Also, Alfonso Magsby checking in for the second time this season. Nearing the 4-minute mark here in the opening quarter. 3-ball by Reed is off the back of the rim. Michael Fryer to rebound. The lower scoring it is, the more it benefits the Eagles. Like I mentioned, when you have those tired legs set in for the All-Stars, that's when the Eagles can start to force the tempo, get some easy buckets. 4 to shoot now for Augusta. This is Jones getting it into the lane. Turnaround hook by Magsby is short. And here come the All-Stars. But they're getting open looks right now, and they're not making them. Sanders. Here's Beeson. Looks like zone for Augusta. Keep wanting to say Fort Gordon. That's where they played last year, as Barnes is fouled. Phil Barnes from Bridgewater, New Jersey. 9 points per ball game last year, 6 rebounds. Barnes upping his totals in the early stages of this year with 11 points, 53% shooting, and 9 rebounds. Just 1 out of 6 from the free throw stripe this season. Make it 1 out of 7 as he misses that one. Barnes missed them both, and a rebound by Magsby. It's Jones into the forecourt. MacArthur Jones from Louisiana. Bounce passes it over to Fryer. Magruder, his pass deflected by Beeson out of bounds. So with 9 on the shot clock, we'll stay on this side of the court. Inbound by Bates. Turnaround shot around the rim, no good by Magruder. And a one and done as Sanders collects the rebound. Reed, Sanders, here's Beeson. High pass for Sanders. He's got those long arms. Out to Beeson, who connects. Darrell Beeson, his first points of the season behind the arc. 17 to 12. Fryer over to Jones. Looks like the All-Stars in a zone of themselves. Top of the key, 3-ball buried by Michael Fryer. Augusta needed that one as the All-Stars were starting to pull ahead. Now Bates is called from the top of the key on the bump. Michael Fryer last year shot 41% from behind the arc, so he's a good 3-point threat. At the line now for the All-Stars is Evans. Darrell Evans played at Furman up in the upstate from 2006 to 2011, averaged 5.5 points, 2 assists, 2.3 assists to be exact, in 117 games at Furman, a Division I program. 2 out of 2 at the charity stripe for him, and it's now 19-15. Approaching 2 minutes to play in the opening quarter. Magruder hits it to the cutter, Magsby, who blows the bunny. Here come the All-Stars. Evans gets it to Reed. Reed can't get it to go. Sanders is there with the putback, and it's been extra chance opportunities for the All-Stars, who are approaching double figures in just offensive rebounds already in the opening quarter. Jones tosses over to Bates. This is Fryer. The bounce pass to Magruder. Baseline jumper is short. Followed the shot, but threw it to Reed for South Carolina. 3-on-2 for the All-Stars. Reed, nice moves to the bucket for him as the All-Stars start to pull away a little bit here. Winding down quarter number 1, they lead now by 8. Augusta's got to find some consistent offense here. Magruder, shot blocked. Good defense, but a throwaway by Evans. Here comes Fryer. Yes. Evans over to Beeson. Beeson tries another triple. Oh, that did everything but go down for Daryl Beeson. Jones to the baseline. The bounce pass. Good defense again. Numbers for the All-Stars. Oh, no. Beeson lost it. It was tipped back to him, though. Baseline jumper no good. Saunders tried for the tip, and finally coming out with it is Fryer. Time for a 2-for-1 for the Eagles. Fryer draws the foul. So Michael Fryer goes to the line. Michael Fryer, first free throws in his first game of the year for Augusta. This is the opposite of the way the season started last year for the Eagles. They won their first 4 and finished 8-6 overall. They had an up and down kind of a year. They won their first 4. Then they had to win their final 3 regular season games to get into the playoffs. And then they lost in the opening round against these All-Stars by a score of 105-93. All-Stars will run a little clock here. Barnes looking for Saunders. Good collapsing defense in the lane by the Eagles, who can now hold for the final shot here. Although Bates never got control, and that should be that's a foul on Augusta, and will it be a clear path as Evans was grabbed, and the All-Stars were out on the break. 3.9 seconds. They're going to have free throws regardless. The officials are talking about it. Looks like just a common foul as Evans goes back to the line, 77% free throw shooter. 2 of the top 5 players in the East Coast Basketball League in terms of assists per game are on the All-Stars roster. Evans is one of them. He's 4th with 8 assists per game. Wiley Petty, who's not here today, is tied for 5th with 6.7. Neither free throw is good, so we'll see how quick Augusta wants to go here to close out the quarter. Fryer from looking to get it underneath. The shot was good, but it's too late, and the first quarter comes to an end. 23-18, low-scoring affair here in Augusta. The All-Stars by 5 here on Cancer Awareness Weekend. We'll step aside, come right back. We'll be in Savannah, Georgia next week. Savannah and Charlotte at 3 p.m. on the 29th. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you here in Augusta. The All-Stars will have the basketball to start off quarter number 2. They lead by 5, 23-18. Folks, don't forget you can use the YouTube chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Also, the link to donate, the GoFundMe page, all set up for you. If you want to donate in the fight against cancer, that's why the scoreboard, everything's lavender. If you're just joining us, I didn't know this because the color pink is so associated with Susan G. Komen and some of the other cancer awareness things that the NCAA does, as Jones gets Augusta on the board here to start off quarter number 2. But lavender is the official color of awareness for all types of cancers. So that's why we're doing it. The ironic thing is last year I had all lavender just about this time last year because Prince died, and we did a little tribute to him last year. So different reasons. We're not honoring Prince again. This is a cancer awareness weekend as Michael Fryer strong to the bucket again. He's got the first 4 here in this second quarter. Beeson gets it in to Lovett. So it's Beeson, it's Hall, it's Lovett, also Barnes, and Reed. That's the 5 for the All-Stars as Beeson hits his second 3. Meanwhile, for Augusta, Magsby is up front with Magruder. In the backcourt, it's Jones, it's Fryer, and it's Todd. Underneath, the flip shot, Magsby no good. Here comes Lovett. Beeson again is open. Beeson buries another triple. That's his 3rd. The head coach, player coach, getting it done. We used to see that once in a while in the NBA. You would see a player coach. I haven't seen it really since the 90s. I think Golden State was the last team to do it. But you'll see all kinds of stuff at the lower levels. Like I said, when you're a team that's traveling in semi-pro basketball, sometimes the roster does not quite look what it normally does. Fryer out on the run, connects again. Fryer with 6 points to start off the second quarter, but the All-Stars still leading it by 5. Offense starting to pick up a little bit here as we're 2.5 minutes in to quarter number 2. Zone again for the Eagles. Driving is Hall. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Magruder. Outlet to Fryer. Fryer finger rolls it up and in. Biggest lead of the game for the All-Stars has been 8. The biggest lead for Augusta has been 3. Beeson trying to stay hot. Not that time. Rebound controlled by Jones. Full court. Magruder, yes, and the foul. And the Eagles on a run with a chance to tie it up. A host of subs coming in now for Augusta. It's Daniel Quarles. Also Nathaniel Quarles. Kovson also back out there. And Ron Bartley. Well, Nathaniel is actually going to check in for the shooter, which is Magruder, who tries to complete the old school three-point play right here. And he can't. Lovett with the rebound. That ball deflected out by Daniel Quarles. Will stay on this side of the court. Now Nathaniel Quarles will come into the ball game for the Eagles. Eagles at home again tomorrow. They host Savannah at 2 p.m. They also host the Primetime Players next weekend on the 29th at 4 p.m. Beeson will inbound it. Barnes had that shot slapped back, but Reed stays with it. Hall over to Reed. Reed fakes, steps inside the arc. High arcing shot, no good. Barnes toes the baseline, offensive rebound. Nice cut by Reed. Nice find by Barnes. Reed with the bucket and foul. So an opportunity for a 4-point swing after the missed free throw on the other end. Now a chance for an old school 3-point play from Reed. The officials are talking about something, so we have a bit of a delay here. 8:09 left to go. At halftime, we'll take our normal break, so you guys can take a break as well. This is the first weekend. It's felt like summer, and it kind of came with a bang. It's been very hot all over the south. I think it's supposed to get up to 90 here, and luckily the AC works in this place. I know that's not the case with everywhere, so those of you who are playing later today, bring some fans if you don't have AC. So Reed unable to complete the old school three-point play. This is the first game of many here this weekend in the East Coast Basketball League. Been mentioning it's Cancer Awareness Weekend. This is also the weekend when things start to take shape. Usually after the first several weeks, everybody's bunched up. Some separation starting to occur. Here's Hall with the fake, drives to the bucket, and a wild shot missed there. Fryer on the run. Fryer short, followed the shot. The putback, yes. 1 point ball game, 31-30. Reed on the left, driving in. Barnes double teamed. It's swung over to Beeson. Extra pass, open look by Reed. Yes! Raining triples here in quarter number 2 for the South Carolina All-Stars as they take a 34-30 lead. Alley-oop attempt, and that got stuck. So jump ball will be called. 7:10 left to go here in the opening half. I believe they'll jump it from center court. The officials will get together and talk about it. Mention what the Eagles did last year. The All-Stars went 9-6 last year. They finished the regular season 8-5. I mentioned they won their opening round playoff game against Augusta last year. And they fell to the primetime players in the conference finals. It's Barnes and Quarles to tip it. Quarles wins that. Extra possession for Augusta. Shot clock did not reset, so it's at 10 right now. Doesn't matter as Kosen lays it up. Daniel Quarles with the offensive rebound, gets it out to Bartley for 3, no. Extra opportunity by Todd, can't get it to go. And then a foul on the reach as Evans pulled down the board. 6:51 left to go here in the first half. 34-30. Augusta desperate for a win. You don't want to fall too far behind the pack. They made a rally last year to get into the playoffs, but there's more teams this year. There's more competition. There's more parity. Beeson, that pass was a little bit off the mark, but Evans got it on the deflection. Beeson rims in a triple. That's his 4th, I believe. 37-30 now. All-Stars. Kosen looking for a screen. Defender is Barnes on him. Cut off on the baseline. Great defense by the All-Stars. But then they throw it away as Brooks threw it. Tyrone Brooks with the turnover. Here's Kosen again on the baseline to the cutter. Daniel Quarles who puts it up and in. 37-32. 4 minutes in. Past the midway point of quarter number 2. Used to doing those women's college games. Another turnover. Defense has been pretty good here in this game. Bartley for 3, in and out. And Evans comes up with the board. Beeson thought about it, waits for his teammates. Lovett is all alone. No defense there from Daniel Quarles, and the lead is 7 again. Todd gets it back from Kosen. Bounce pass to Bartley in the corner. Still 10 to shoot now for the Eagles. Kosen on Evans. Spinning, shooting, and unable to get the friendly roll. Ball tipped out to Bartley for 3 off the back of the rim. 2 All-Stars going for the rebound, and that will be a goaltend. So count the bucket for Matt Todd. Looks like we're going to have a timeout. Timeout on the court. We'll step aside. 5:04 left to go in the opening half. East Coast Basketball League Game of the Week will return from Augusta after this. Well, out of the timeout, a reminder, you can help the ECBL in the fight against cancer. You see the URL to go to on the top left of your screen, gofundme.com/ECBL Fight Cancer. The link's also directly available on the YouTube chat if you want to go there. Donations go to one organization in each of the 4 states that the ECBL represents. These organizations are, they work to help financially support families of cancer patients as they go through treatment. You know, you think about it and you think of all the little things that cancer does. Let's say, you know, mom or dad gets cancer, but you live 3 states away and you got to, you know, take time off work and move there and help them out. You know, you never know what families are going through. And different organizations work to give them a hand, help them out. So that's where your money is going to go. Whether it's $1, whether it's $100, whether it's $1,000, it doesn't matter. We're happy to get whatever you can give. And the reason why everything's in lavender, if you were wondering, just joining us, lavender, the color of awareness for all cancers. So that's what's going on all weekend long in the ECBL. Glad to be a part of it. Hopefully we could get those donations up as Lovett with another second chance opportunity. This is the biggest lead of the game for the SC All-Stars. It's 9. And it's a palindrome. Alley-oop by Bartley, throwing it down. Daniel Quarles. They've tried to find him on the alley-oop 3 different times today, and the other passes were off the mark. That one to perfection, though, by Bartley. Good ball movement by the All-Stars today. They have played well. Nathaniel Quarles altered that first shot and then commits the foul on Lovett as he went up. So Corey Lovett back at the line, 42% free throw shooter. Cannot get the first one to go. 3 subs coming in. It's MacArthur Jones. Also Michael Fryer. And Trey Magruder. Those are the 3 new Eagles out on the court. They join Daniel Quarles and Kosen out on the court. 1 out of 2 at the line for Lovett. Into the forecourt. Fryer from Jones now gets it back to him. Michael Fryer, top of the key. Scoops it underneath. Magruder, couple of fakes, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Daniel Quarles had trouble with the ball, and Evans with the steal. Oh, yeah, it looks like Evans got bumped there. No call, though. He stays with it. Sanders to the cutter. Floating it up short was Lovett. Ball batted out. Back down to Lovett, and Lovett traveled with the basketball. 3:15 left to go. They've let him play. Thank God. This is the first game we've done all year that the officials have let the game dictate itself. There's been good flow. Kosen connecting on another triple. I believe that's his second of the afternoon. The lead is 5. Beeson on the near side. Evans out near midcourt. Right side it's Brooks. And Evans is fouled on his way to the bucket. Not sure if the Eagles are over the limit. No, not yet. So fresh 24 to work with for the All-Stars, and they'll inbound it over on the far side of your screen. Top of the key, Evans. Sanders. Here's Brooks now. Man-to-man for Augusta. Evans for 3 with the hand in his face. Can't get it to go. Good box out by Fryer. Rebounding has been a trouble spot today for the Eagles, but Fryer, great box out that time. Turnaround shot. Magruder off the side of the glass. Here comes Evans and the All-Stars. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the opening half. Beeson, not that time. Beeson has 4 3-pointers here today. but no good on that one. The All-Stars are in the bonus, by the way, going forward. How about that from Fryer with the hand in his face? Michael Fryer, one of those players that can heat it up. 19 per ball game last year, an All-Star, playing in his first game this year. 2-point ball game. Brooks airballs the 3. Daniel Quarles the rebound. Fryer double team that time. Jones gets it to the cutter, Kovson. Kovson lost it. Another steal by Evans. Beeson pull up 3, in and out. Tip right to Evans though, as he'll lay it up and in. That was a beautiful job by Brooks. Good vision by Brooks, who noticed that Evans was right there all alone and just instead of trying to grab the offensive rebound, batted it to him. Kovson on the baseline. Swings it out to Jones. Left side, Fryer. Fryer, backdoor, Kovson. And the lead is 2 again. Inside 1 minute to go in the opening half. Double team on Evans. Here's Beeson to the cutter, Sanders. Omar lays it up and in. Yeah, if you let him get down that low, it's game over. Omar Sanders, 6'9". Quarles has some long arms too, but you get a big guy down that low, it's a little too much. Another sub in. Daniel Quarles goes to the bench. Magsby coming back in for the Eagles. Magruder on the left side will inbound it. The officials are going to get together and talk about something. I thought about setting up on the far side, and I probably should have because you can hear what's going on a little bit better at the scorer's table. So not sure what that was about, but whatever it was, it's been taken care of. Fryer in the corner, 9 to shoot now. Michael Fryer driving in, open look. Here's Jones for 3, swishes it through. 1-point ball game. The All-Stars have shown signs of pulling this game out of reach, but every time they've done so, the Eagles have gone on a run. Last chance time for the All-Stars here to close out the half. Oh, extra passes. Beautiful ball movement by the All-Stars in this first half. 50-47. South Carolina All-Stars take a 3-point lead into the locker room. So we will step aside for 15 minutes. We'll come back, bring you the second half after that. You're watching the East Coast Basketball League Game of the Week. At halftime, it's the SC All-Stars 50, Augusta 47. Welcome back to Augusta, Georgia. East Coast Basketball League game of the week enters the second half. Good first half for the All-Stars. Good ball movement, extra chance opportunities, but Augusta hanging around. It's a 3-point ball game, 50-47. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you here in Augusta. So the All-Stars will have the basketball first. Starting the second half for them, I believe it's the usual. It's Hall and Lovett. Also, Sanders and Evans. And it's either Reed or Brooks. I can't see his number. It's Brooks. So that's the 5 for the All-Stars as we're underway here in this third quarter. Ron Bartley, same starters for Eddie Bird's team. Nathaniel Quarles, Matthew Todd, Daniel Quarles, Michael Kovson. Those are the starters for the Eagles, who get a stop. Alley-oop. How about that throwdown again? Daniel Quarles with 2 more. It's a 1-point ball game. The Eagles desperate for a win. They do not want to go to 0-4. The All-Stars, who started the season 3-0, in danger of going on a 3-game losing streak, and you never want that. So, a lot on the line for both of these teams. We haven't really started to look at the playoff picture yet. We'll start to do that once we get into May, but rimming in the 3 there is Evans to push the lead out to 4. It's difficult when you put yourself in a hole to climb, especially like I mentioned in the first half with more teams in the league this year. The competition is that much more difficult. So just a minute into quarter number 3 here in Augusta on a very hot day outside. These two teams trying to heat it up inside as well. Brooks tosses it over. Hall top of the key. Hall on the right side. His pass deflected, and that'll be a 24-second violation. 24-second backcourt violation, whatever you want to call it. Augusta gets the basketball. So it'll be Bartley to inbound. Kovson has had the hot hand. Steps into a 3 here. Can't get it that time. Lovett the rebound. Lovett has got to have a double-double by now as Hall buries the triple from the corner. Lovett had 5 offensive rebounds in just the first quarter. Bartley gets it over. Open look by Todd, and he connects on the 3. Matthew Todd shooting 35% from behind the arc, averaging 25 points per ball game. Lovett had his shot blocked and taken away. Nathaniel Quarles, good defense by him. Bartley steps back, bounce pass goes to Daniel Quarles. Behind the back to Kovson. Now Todd from right of the lane connects. Eagles not going away. 56-54. It's been a pretty tight game. The All-Stars have led by as many as 9. Sanders with the turnover. Off the steal from Kovson. Driving on the baseline. And Nathaniel Quarles too quick on the pass. Outlet by Sanders. Goes to Hall. Good job by the Eagles getting back on defense. But Sanders open look for 3 up top. Can't get it. Nathaniel Quarles the rebound. Bartley the bounce pass. Todd floats the 3 up. No. Kovson offensive rebound stripped by Brooks. Brooks with a 5-on-3, and he's fouled. So Tyrone Brooks will go to the line. This is the first game of the season. He was a late addition. As I mentioned, Daryl Beeson and his team had to make some late changes, so I don't have a lot of information on Tyrone Brooks. But he has played hard and played pretty well here for the All-Stars on short notice. For Augusta, corner look by Bartley is no good. 3-on-1. Sanders lays it up and in. The lead is 4. Folks, again, we don't often stream in HD. We are broadcasting today in high definition. Good internet here in Augusta, so if the video loads on your screens, your TVs, your laptops, your tablets, whatever, and it doesn't bring up high def quality immediately, you can adjust the settings yourself. And I recommend it. We don't get too many chances to bring the game in this good of quality. Off the turnover, here comes Evans walking it into the forecourt. Right side is Brooks. Bounce past Sanders, takes it right at the lane, into the lane. Shot no good. Guess who? Corey Lovitz, another offensive rebound. Came in averaging 6.7. Those numbers will go up. All-Stars coming off back-to-back losses after starting the season with 3 straight wins. Lovett just makes sure, but threw it a little bit off the mark for Hall. Coming up with it and falling down was Bates, who's in. Kadeem Bates, an early sub for Eddie Bird. Bates, corner 3, yes. Evans quickly into the forecourt. Lovett in a sea of defenders, can't get the bounce. How did he get there again? There were 3 guys around him. Corey Lovett's 6'6", so he's got some size, but the bodies inside for Augusta are 6'9", 6'8", 6'7". So there should be no reason why 3 guys could let 1 guy get that rebound. The All-Stars started the season winning their opener against Charlotte. They actually beat Charlotte twice already, so they're done with Charlotte in the regular season at least. And also a victory against Florence. That's their 3 wins. I mentioned the Eagles trying to get into the win column for the first time this season after making the playoffs with a late rally last year. Finishing 8-6 overall. Sanders is stripped. Good defense by the Eagles that time. Bates gets it to Kovson. Kovson into the lane, counted in the foul. Michael Kovson tried to go to the line. Last year averaging just under 19 points per ball game, almost 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists. 27 per ball game this year. That's in part because Michael Fryer hasn't played yet this season, who led the team last year in scoring. It was Kovson and Fryer last year. Also Matthew Todd. They were the big 3 scorers for Augusta. I believe they're trying to determine who the foul was on for the All-Stars. All-Stars got to keep that organized. They got to know who committed the foul because they've got a shorter bench than they're accustomed to. 3-point play complete, and the lead is again 2. So this is what happens. The All-Stars go up by 6, by 7, by 8, by 9, and then Augusta makes another run. But they've yet to get the lead back. Augusta led briefly in the early going. It was 3-1. Sanders underneath, too strong off the glass, but he's hit, and he'll go to the line. Omar Sanders, 71% free throw shooter. 28 points per ball game this year, 20.5 last year. Averaged almost 9 points per ball game at SC State, where he played for 2 years. Played JUCO ball for a couple of years before playing down in Orangeburg with the Bulldogs. Played in 59 games at SC State, 8.7 points, 49% field goal shooter. Boy, that's a college that has had its problems lately. I worked with them briefly this year, and let's just say it was a mess. That's a college, though, that I know that a lot of its alum, who I've gotten to know, have strong, strong feelings for. They really care. They care. They should put the alumni in charge of that school and leave everybody the hell else out of it. Sanders is again mugged underneath. Just past the midway point here in quarter number 3. So Omar Sanders goes back to the line. But before that, we'll step aside. Cancer Awareness Weekend, folks. GoFundMe.com/ECBL Fight Cancer. Go there now. Donate $1, $10, $1 million, whatever you can give. We appreciate it. All the money goes to an organization in each of the 4 states that the ECBL represents to help families of cancer patients as they go through treatment with their finances, with whatever they need. We'll be back after this. That's our next game of the week. We'll be in Savannah. Savannah and Charlotte, seeing those two teams for the first time this year. We've had to shuffle the game of the weeks around. I got sick one week, and then some other teams have had to be removed. So the updated game of the week schedule, even though I got last week's wrong on it, is on the ECBL Facebook page. If you want to go there, you can download it and keep it so you know what's coming up. We've got a game of the week, at least one every week through May. Memorial Day weekend will be our last game of the week until the championship game in June. I believe that's the 24th. It's a Saturday in June. And then the folks at Netcast, I believe, are doing the All-Star broadcast on July 1st. Sanders gets 1 out of 2 out of the timeout. So the All-Stars by 4 past the midway point here in quarter number 3. Bates over to Kovson. We've seen good ball movement in this game, as that was, I believe, Magruder with the turnaround bank shot. It's a 2-point game again. Daryl Beeson checking into the ball game for the All-Stars. You see him on the left side of your screen. Driving on the baseline is Evans, looking for Sanders. Collapsing defense again. Now Numbers out on the run as Bates lays it up and in. We are tied for the first time since the opening quarter. That's Magsby diving to bat that ball out of bounds. Sanders will get a breather. Checking out is Hall. Coming into the ball game is Barnes and Lovett. And they played well off the bench in the first half for the All-Stars. All-Stars don't have a deep bench, but everybody can contribute. Good defense by Bates, who comes up with the steal. He's gotten a lot of minutes here in this third quarter, been playing well. Extra pass. Fryer gets it underneath to Magsby. And this is the first lead for Augusta since it was 3-1 early on in the opening quarter. Reed. Here's Beeson. Short on that 3. Rebound to Augusta. Jones gets it out. Fryer. Yes. 4-point advantage for the Eagles. Their biggest lead of the afternoon. The All-Stars' biggest lead has been 9. Beeson over to Evans on the right. Evans wild on that 3. Bates another rebound. Bates into the forecourt. Scoops it over to Jones. Jones drives in. Bates is open. Extra pass, though. Well, he should have taken that shot. Fryer had a guy on him. Drives to the bucket and scores. But Bates should have still taken that open look. I mean, he was wide open. Doesn't matter, though. Augusta gets 2 more. Their lead is 6. They're on a run here. in this third quarter. Inside 4 minutes to go in quarter number 3. Here's Reed floating it up and in. Big bucket by the All-Stars. They needed that. They've been scoreless for a while. Bates directing traffic. Tosses it over to Jones. Right side, Michael Fryer. 7 to shoot now for the Eagles. Magruder with 2. Threw it away. Good defense by the All-Stars there. Here comes Evans in transition. Leaves it for Reed, who floats it up and in. And the Augusta lead down to 2. Bates. Fryer back to Bates. It looks like Augusta back in a zone here. Or excuse me, the All-Stars in a zone. With the hand in his face, Fryer misses it back rim. Barnes. Beeson. Now Lovett. Extra pass again to Barnes. Can't get it to go. Jones trying to clear some space. Got to be careful. 3-on-3, and Jones got hit by Evans. MacArthur Jones at the line, first time today. 3 out of 6 from the charity stripe. So no, they say it wasn't in the act of shooting, or it wasn't a bonus attempt. So just an inbound here for Augusta. Jones, the triple off the side of the rim. Rebound controlled by the All-Stars. It was Barnes. Reed, catch and shoot 3. Can't get it to go. Jones to the cutter. Magsby had trouble with the pass. Bodies all over the court now. And let's see what happened here. I believe we're going the other way. They called a foul. So that means the All-Stars are in the bonus now. That's the 15th foul on Augusta. I think Matthew Todd might have changed jersey numbers. That or Michael Fryer. Fryer's still out there with 11. I believe Todd is wearing 4. Now, Todd's on the bench. I don't know who number 4 is for Augusta. Good Lord, if I could just get the right jersey numbers and names, it would just make my job so much easier. So whoever number 4 is just got the rebound. 1 out of 2 at the free throw stripe for the All-Stars. The lead is down to 1. Turnaround hook. Magsby gets it to go. The lead is 3 for Augusta. Here's Lovett. Double team, good defense, 2-on-2. The bounce pass to Bates. Bates misses the bunny, and it's last touch, they say, by Lovett. Lovett protesting. The officials are talking about it now. I think it was the wrong call, and they do overturn it. I'm pretty sure they got it right. Good job by the officials talking it over. This officiating crew has done well. I've been kind of hard on the officials all year because they've been garbage for the most part, but these folks have done a very good job. Letting the game decide itself. Getting together, talking when necessary to make sure everything's done right. They make the correct call there. And now the All-Stars cut it to 1. Off the floater by Reed in the lane. Augusta is led by as many as 6 here in this third quarter as Bates buries another triple. Inside a minute to play here in quarter number 3. Lovett at the half circle. Lovett into the lane. Yes! 75-73. One of the closer games of the week that we've had this year. This has been a good one. Neither team separated by much. 14 to shoot. Jones dribbles in, can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Hall. Not really an opportunity for a 2-for-1 here. All-Stars go quick anyways. Beeson, another three. The head coach called in the duty today. Chris Thomas telling me he used to be a primetime player, played with his team for a little while back in the day. Last chance opportunity here for Augusta. Here's Fryer. Fryer forces it, airballs it, and the third quarter will come to a close. Back and forth game here in Augusta. The All-Stars and Eagles. It's a 1-point lead for Augusta, or for the All-Stars, as we go to quarter number 4. We'll be back. It's a busy weekend, as I mentioned earlier, in the ECBL. Games getting underway here in just a little bit in Savannah. The Carolina Thunder taking on the Storm. Also, Florence at Charlotte at 3:30. Petersburg at High Point at 5. The Coyotes and Crusaders battle at 5. That will be a good game. Primetime and Upstate at 5:30. And Hampton Roads at Winston-Salem at 6 p.m. And then 2 games tomorrow as well, including Augusta. They'll play tomorrow. Chris Sheeman, glad to be back with you as we're underway here in quarter number 4. Augusta came from behind in quarter number 3 to take a lead. They've led by as many as 6 in this second half. All-Stars have led by as many as 9 as we get it underway with another alley-oop to Daniel Quarles as the Eagles take the lead back. It's been a back and forth kind of an affair. What's on the line? Augusta desperate for a win. It's too early to start talking playoffs, but you go to 0-4, and that makes things very difficult. Meanwhile, the All-Stars trying to snap a 2-game slide as Reed is fouled on his floating attempt. The All-Stars don't want to fall to 500. They want to keep pace with the primetime players in the South. So Reed back at the line for 2 free throws. First one is up and in. We're even Steven at 77. I mentioned the lower the scoring is, the more it benefits the Eagles. The Eagles last in the ECBL in scoring and shooting. So this game is right where they want it. They average 101.7. Meanwhile, the All-Stars average 115.2. But remember, South Carolina, a few less players. Looks like there's a clock issue here. A few less players than they're normally able to deal with, I guess, according to what Daryl Beeson told me at halftime. While Wiley Petty is hurt, that's a big loss. There goes 22 points a game and almost 7 assists per game. So he's out. Here's Bates. Bounce pass deflected. Good defense by Barnes. Barnes coast to coast. Yes. And it's the All-Stars by 3. 1 minute in here in quarter number 3. Fryer over to Jones. Bates And that goes off of Bates, I believe. No, they say it was last touched by Hall. So we'll stay on this side of the court. 11 to shoot for the Eagles. Bates inbounds to Jones. Here's Fryer on the left. Michael Fryer splitting two defenders, and Reed is called for the grab. Cancer Awareness Weekend here in the East Coast Basketball League. Part of the league's effort to be more involved with the communities that they represent. Kristen down there in Columbia doing a good job managing that. You see the URL if you want to donate. 24-second violation on Augusta. More good defense there for the All-Stars. The direct link to our GoFundMe page is also on the YouTube chat. Again, if you're able to, donate $1, donate $10, $50, $100, however much you can. Every little bit helps, as folks, so many different types of cancers. I mean, almost all of us are affected by it in some way, either getting some kind of a cancer or knowing somebody who has to go through it. So it's a cause that should hit home for everybody. Jumper, no good by Jones. The little guy, Reed, with the rebound. Here comes Barnes, rejected. In transition, it's Fryer. Fryer blocked by Lovett. Hall. Beeson, oh no. Beeson had trouble in the corner and turns it over. Two subs coming in. Michael Colson and Matthew Todd checking in for Augusta. Bates gets a well-deserved breather. Good minutes for him. Magsby also checking out. Set the 5 on the court. I mentioned Colson as well as Matthew Todd. Jones is also out there. Fryer and Daniel Quarles. Meanwhile, for the All-Stars, you see Lovett with the basketball, Beeson, also Hall, Reed, and Barnes. Extra opportunities again for the All-Stars. Beeson steps inside the arc. And the lead is 5. (82-77). All-Stars trying to go to 4-2 on the year. Position themselves well. A block on Fryer, but a foul also. Lovett had the block, but also got a piece of his arm. Michael Fryer. That first free throw, no good. Fryer from New York City. Missed them both. Rebound controlled by the All-Stars. Deshaun Hall with the rebound, brings it into the forecourt. Eagles again in a zone here. Open look for Reed. Can't get it to go. Followed the shot. Nice job by Reed. Got it in the Barnes. Couldn't get the shot, though. Good defense by the Eagles. Kovson on the left. Kovson steps left, hand in his face, buries the three anyways. And it's a 2-point ball game, 82-80, just about 4 minutes in to quarter number 4. Beeson, love it. Ball deflected, Reed is there. Underneath Barnes. Swung back over. Beeson's been hot from 3. Can't get it that time. Offensive rebound tip to Barnes. Extra pass. Reversed by Lovett is good. The Eagles have got to get rebounds if they're going to win this game. So many extra chance opportunities for the All-Stars in this game. Fryer from the elbow. Can't get it to go. This time an offensive rebound for Augusta as Jones comes up with it. Nice cut and find by Jones, but Fryer lost control. Omar Sanders coming back into the game for the All-Stars. South Carolina All-Stars from Spartanburg, South Carolina. That's where Sanders calls home. Also coming back in for the All-Stars is Lovett. Lovett gets the ball off the bounce pass, spins over 2 defenders, and draws the foul. Some subs as well for Augusta. Magsby back out there. Daniel Quarles up front. It's Bartley, Todd, and Kovson. That's the 5 for the home team. First free throw banged in by Corey Lovett. Shoots just 42% from the charity stripe. One out of 2 here. Another offensive rebound. Boy, if you're Eddie Bird, that's something you're talking to your team about for tomorrow's game. I mean, you let the free throw shooter get a rebound, and there were no other All-Stars there trying for it. I mean, that is pitiful. Luckily, it didn't cost them as Lovett misses the jumper. Corner 3 by Todd, can't get it to go. Evans pulls down the board for the All-Stars. South Carolina 85, Augusta 80. Nearing the midway point here in this final quarter. Beeson, Sanders throws it up, no. And Magsby pulls it down. Bartley. There's Kovson driving. Left it. It was deflected. Todd came up with it. Pulls up in the lane. No. Offensive rebound by Magsby. Falling away. He got it to go. 3-point ball game. Here's Hall. Beeson. Left side, Evans. Sanders. Bounce pass underneath. Lovett. The back door was open. Good pass by the big guy, Sanders. Kovson up top now. Man-to-man for the All-Stars. Kovson splits the defenders. Todd pulls back. 6 to shoot now. Here's Bartley with 3 on the shot clock. Bangs through the 3. And it's a 2-point ball game. Past the 5.5 point here in the ball game. Lovett. Left block rejected out of bounds by Todd. And that will lead. I believe they're going to take a timeout here, so they will. 5:14 left to go. We got a good one going here in the ECBL game of the week. We'll step aside, come right back. Ten to shoot out of the timeout for the All-Stars, clinging to a 2-point lead here in Augusta. Chris Shima, glad to be back with you. 5:14 remaining in the ball game. Beeson will inbound it. And again, less than 10 now on the shot clock. Evans gets it over to Brooks, who's come back in. Brooks has some trouble, gets it underneath to Lovett, but I believe they called 3 seconds. No, it was a 24-second call. So the shot clock did expire. Now Augusta a chance to tie or take the lead here. Bartley, the bounce pass over to Coveson. Bartley over to Todd. Todd for 3. Rainbows it, no good. Beeson has numbers. He'll wait for his teammates. Evans. Left side Beeson. Evans up top. Evans drives to the right. Cut off on the baseline. Continues his dribble. Now Beeson to beat the shot clock. He did, but it hit that little wire up top and goes out of bounds. Well, folks, before this game wraps up, I want to remind you one more time, you can help the East Coast Basketball League in its fight against cancer. GoFundMe.com/ECBL Fight Cancer. A 3 by Coveson. And Augusta takes the lead now. Where's your money going to go, you might be wondering. It's going to go to an organization that helps financially support families of cancer patients as they go through treatment in the states that the ECBL represents. That's North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. Everything's in lavender this week because lavender, the color of awareness for all cancers. Looks like we have a timeout on the court, so we'll keep it right here with 3:50 left to go. Augusta has the basketball and a 1-point lead. Let's get the scoreboard looking right for you. So 88-87 is the correct score. Just talking, girlfriend and I had a couple of road trips, so we had a lot of time to talk in the car this week, and we were talking about cancer. You know, it's one of those things. We've got parents who are getting up there in age, and it can hit you at any age, certainly, but like I said, it's one of those diseases that affects us all in one way or another. There's so many different types, and you know, whether you have $1, whether you have $10, whatever you have, head to that GoFundMe, and don't be shy, because we'll take whatever we can give to those great organizations that do so much work to help those families. We were talking about it in the first half. You know, sometimes it's not just the person going through cancer, it's the families. They've got to take time off work. They've got to travel. They've got to hire people. They've got to, you know, do all of these little things that you don't really think about. And they need help. It's a financial burden not only on the person suffering with the disease, but everybody around him or her. So Daryl Beeson looking for an explanation on the foul call here. It's going to be Fort Gordon going to the line. I did it again. Augusta going to the line. These used to be the Fort Gordon Eagles. They've moved to the city, though. They moved off campus into the city. Fort Gordon making some cuts, and the funding for the Eagles was part of that. Unfortunately, it's a shame, but Eddie Bird sees it as an opportunity now. You can tell this is a sparsely attended game. Eddie Bird wants to get more involved with the community now and start to grow this thing, not just on the military base, but now throughout the city of Augusta, which really doesn't have a lot of things like this. Sanders, yes, a 1-point ball game with 3:18 left to go. You know, Augusta's known for the Masters, but there's just not a whole lot else in this city. I'm sure they have a baseball team. Every medium-sized city does, but floating it up, Michael Fryer can't get it to go. Lovett turns on the Jets, scoops it up and in, and the All-Stars back up by 1. So focusing our attention back on the game here, inside 3 minutes left to go. We've got 92 91-90 is the correct score. The scoreboard here briefly had 92 for the All-Stars. They changed it back. Both teams are in the bonus now. Both teams making a sub here, as it's Nathaniel Quarles coming in for Magsby for Augusta. And I believe Barnes coming back in for Lovett. So both teams in the bonus. The foul, I believe, was on Lovett, so he heads to the bench. That means Michael Fryer shoots 2 free throws here. Chance to give his team the lead. He's at least tied it. And he does. So 92-91 Augusta with 2:42 left to play. Evans on the left side. Brooks over to Hall. Zone for Augusta. Hall kicked it, got it back, and then threw it away. A bad possession for the All-Stars there. Let's see if Augusta can capitalize here. Fryer with 9 to shoot. Fryer with 4. Bartley has to hoist, and that will go over the backboard. Not a great possession for Augusta after the All-Stars had a rough one. Looks like we're going to get a timeout here. Exactly 2 minutes left to go in the ball game. We'll step aside one more time. Our next game of the week, we're going to stay in Georgia. Going to the other side, though. Savannah will host Charlotte. That'll be next Saturday at 3. But business to take care of here first in the South. Augusta and the All-Stars are in a close one here. Inside 2 minutes to go. That ball was last touched by Nathaniel Quarles, so we'll stay on this side of the court. 15 to shoot for the All-Stars, trailing by 1 here. Beeson had the pump, couldn't get it to go. Good defense by Augusta. Offensive rebound came to the All-Stars, but Daniel Quarles with the strip. Here's Bartley now. That shot blocked. Staying with it, Daniel Quarles. Was Kovson on the shot attempt. And traveling is the call on Fryer with 1:24 left to go here. All-Stars with another opportunity to tie or take the lead here. And they're going to get a foul on Augusta. That is going to send Lovett to the free throw line. Corey Lovett, not a good free throw shooter, at 42% coming in. So if you're going to foul somebody, that's the guy to foul here. Well, we thought they were in the bonus. Well, it's not the case. So no bonus, no free throws. That means All-Stars will inbound it here. Here's Beeson on the left. Approaching 1 minute to go. 5 on the shot clock. Lovett is aware. Finger rolls it up and in. And the All-Stars go up by 1. 93-92. Inside a minute left to go. Eagles looking for their first win of the season. The All-Stars trying to avoid a 3-game slide. Bartley took it upon himself Couldn't get it to go. A for effort for Daniel Quarles to try to get the offensive rebound. And it looks like the All-Stars might call timeout here. So they'll talk about it. Leading by 1 with the basketball. 19 on the shot clock. 42 seconds left in the game. So if you're the All-Stars, you want to run some clock, but you want to stay aggressive. It's a one-point ball game, and you want to think 2 for 1 here. So within the next 18 seconds, you want to get a good look at a shot. They've got 19 seconds on the shot clock to work with, so it's probably going to be a 2 for 1 either way. But if they let the shot clock run down completely, then it would not be. And if you're Eddie Bird's team, do not foul. Or if you see Corey Levitt, knowing that he's not a great free throw shooter, catch the ball, immediately foul. There's 2 ways to look at it. The All-Stars have some pretty good free throw shooters, but they also have some players who have struggled. Phil Barnes, Corey Levitt have both struggled from the free throw stripe this season. So there's a couple of different ways you could play this defensively for the Eagles. The smart thing to do in a one-point game, though, is just play it out. Beeson will inbound it. Beeson on the floor with Evans and Hall. That's the backcourt. Up front, it's Sanders and Lovett. Coveson, Bartley, Fryer, Daniel Quarles, and Magsby, are the 5 for Augusta. So here's Evans. They are going to run it down. Evans over to Beeson. He's got 5. Beeson, nice pass. Oh, Lovett had it rejected. Great defense by Quarles. There is about a 1.5 second difference between the game and shot clock here. So they can really run this thing down. No call there. Driving to the bucket. Shot blocked. Coveson. And now they got a foul. And they're going to foul a little too late with 0.6 on the clock. Well, that was a bad possession right there for Augusta, and they know it. They should have fouled far sooner. With 0.6, though, remember, in the pro game, and we don't see this often in the ECBL, you can call a timeout and advance it to midcourt. And 0.6 is plenty of time to get a shot off. So what do you do if you're Evans here? Do you miss this second free throw to try to get the clock to expire? Or do you connect and hope for the best? Well, he hit the first one, so let's see what he does here. He is missing it. Good play, and that'll do it. The All-Stars snap a 2-game slide and keep Augusta winless. The All-Stars 94, the Eagles 92. So the South Carolina All-Stars go to 4-2. They host SC Upstate next Saturday at 5 p.m., start of a 3-game homestand for them. Meanwhile, Augusta falls to 0-4. They're back at home tomorrow against Savannah at 2 p.m. Our next broadcast will be next Saturday in Savannah. It's Savannah and Charlotte at 3 p.m. Folks, thanks again for watching. Once again, go to our GoFundMe if you're able to and donate, and we'll talk to you again next weekend.